more at davethomasfoundation.org.
This is Bryan Bulaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. It's time for the best 60 minutes of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, alongside former Packer Bryan Bulaga. Here's Emmy Award winner Homer.
The best 60 minutes of your day, the Bryan Bulaga. Mr. Football is his new name. Because he loves all football. American football, European football. So now, Mr. Football, since I've been informed that my nicknames are all horrible, so they're just homerisms, so I can use them and change them however I went. Mr. Football, how do you like that? Oh, I know you must like that nickname because that's appropriate, given how much you like European football.
Yeah, I mean, I like all forms of football, right?
Yeah.
Football. I enjoy all of them. So I mean, I don't know why people rag on you for your nickname giving. It's not terrible. I don't know why people give you a
We'll
hard
have
time.
to deal with that with Jason Wilde. But I don't want to over-focus because when it comes to soccer, European football, my only real interest is I can't comprehend how we're so bad. I mean, like in men's soccer, it shouldn't be. And I understand it's not that important, but in terms of an American team in a sport, there's no way anything is worse that we apparently try at than soccer. I mean, the women, and granted, there are many countries in the world that don't give women the same rights and haven't progressed to where we have, so there's an edge there. But still, that makes it even worse.
Well, I mean, I know you haven't been paying attention, so I will say this. I've been watching a little bit of the women's Euros. That's the European Championships.
Yeah, see, proving again that you are Mr. Football. But go ahead.
I'm going to tell you this much: our women have a little something to worry about because the Spain team is awfully good, and I mean awfully good.
Other teams have caught up.
Yeah.
The day of American dominance, the way it was, is over.
Yeah. They are extremely good. And it'll be a fun World Cup if they're able to, if the bracket works out correctly and they somehow meet in a final. That'll be a really fun final if it works out that way. But I'll say this, obviously the American team was missing some pieces. They missed Pulisic and, McKinney and, Weah and Robinson. They're missing some guys that are key contributors to that side.
Right, but the U.S. is ranked 16 in the world, right? And Mexico's 17. It's something like that.
Yeah.
Even with all their players, the U.S. stinks.
You would certainly expect them to be ranked higher than what they are. But I even say this.
Yeah.
Even with some of those guys missing, I still think that they should be able to go out and win. I still think they should be able to go out and win. I really do. And it didn't look ever since that first goal that Richards had, they had no part in the game. They really didn't. They weren't on the ball. Mexico controlled the game. It was one-way traffic. Mexico essentially dictated the game.
They had the ball the whole time.
Yes, the possession statistics were out of control. It was one-way traffic the entire game, and to me, that is just extremely disheartening, right? It just really is because Because to me, I just look at it. Okay, we're missing, say, four guys. You look at four guys, maybe five, maybe four guys, right? That are realistically for sure starters. Well, you know, there's seven other guys that need to start. So out of the group that's there's other guys that need to play. So based on what we're looking at, what we're watching, those are going to be guys that are playing. So where was the performance that are guys that are going to be counted on when the World Cup rolls around next year? Well, they were out there playing, or at least some of them were, and it wasn't a bunch of butterflies and fuzzies that I got from it. Like, it just wasn't. Like, everyone was very excited when we beat Guatemala, but I don't even think Guatemala will be in the World Cup. And it's no knock on Guatemala. It's very, very good on them to get to the point they got in the Gold Cup, but like, I don't think they'll be in the World Cup. So it's a little bit disheartening, and the way that they played after the first goal was not good. And you could say, well, they didn't have their guys. Well, okay, so what? Like that. I mean, you got to be able to go out there and win. And,
All right, go ahead.
That's the name of the game. That's the name of the game. You got to go out there and win. Losing or coming close, or that doesn't do anything. Like, I'm sorry. Like that doesn't cut it.
Now we get to the question. As far as the World Cup, which is next year, right? That's what this is all about. Because the U.S. is hosting the World Cup, right, next summer. Is it summer? I don't even know that. There's only one question, because there's no thought of winning and doing really well. What does the U.S. have to do to avoid embarrassing Americans? Final 8?
Oh, Final 8. That's not even going to come close.
Okay, they're not. So you would be amazed by Final 8. All right, Final 16.
I would say if they got, depending on what group they get drawn in, right? Like, depending if FIFA does the United States a solid and gives us a cupcake group.
Yeah, they are. They're going to give the U.S. as much as they can. Yes, count on that.
So if we get a cupcake group and we get out of the group stage, which I'm hoping that happens, I expect them to win a game. So that would get us to the 16, I think. Unless they added way more teams, which they may have. So that may get us to 32.
Instead of 32, it's like 48 teams, I believe, in the next World Cup.
Okay, so then that would get us down to what? The 32 then?
I don't know that, maybe. But again, however you do it, you think to get to the final 16, however that's done, you'd accept that right now?
Yes. Oh, I would take that in a heartbeat. I would take that in a heartbeat right now. I'd accept it.
So there it is. All right. I'll be watching the World Cup. Mr. Football says, all right, I don't want to spend too much time on it because I decided I wanted to open the show with, I really want this to change. And I want to mention it at the beginning of every show, because I think it's so incredibly stupid that everybody should be against it as well. And part of it is, to some degree, watching tennis, where they have now used the machines instead of officials. But to me, the stupidest thing in all of sports is baseball, where they show you the box, but they don't use the box. Okay? Mm-hmm. Which means if you're the commissioner of baseball, first of all, if I was an umpire, I'd sue baseball. Because all it does is make them look bad.
Yes.
If you're not going to use it, get rid of the damn box. I want it gone today. Imagine if in tennis they kept that information but didn't use it. So you have the official calling the ball out, and then they show you the machine that says it was in. That's what they're doing in baseball. And until someone comes up something better, I believe it's the stupidest thing in sports, and the one thing that must be eliminated immediately. I'm not asking them to change to the machine yet. I've asked for that for years, and I think they should. But you can't use it and then show it and not use it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's almost like they could have like the umpires have a thing in their helmet where it shows the plate. in real time, and it has the box in their plate.
Whatever
and
they want to do, whatever they want to do long term is fine. But for right now, starting today or tonight, the commissioner of baseball has to say we're not showing the box. Like, they have these contracts with all these TV networks. They can determine that. They can make that as part of the note easily.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to, Pebble, I know you're going to say this is crazy. At the beginning of every show, it's going to be today's day one of the stupidest thing in sports, showing the box in baseball and not using it.
That's the title of the show every day.
No, just the beginning.
Okay, just the beginning.
And then when I do it, it'll be day 2, and I'll forget. So you're going to have to keep track of the
days. Yep.
Unless you or Mr. Football can come up with something that you believe is more stupid, or stupider, as I like to say, than that. And then I'll have to consider it. I don't know how you can, but I will give it some thought before I institute it as maybe I'll start with day 1 tomorrow. Do you, Bryan Bulaga, have the stupidest thing in sports? Maybe you dealt with it in football. I don't know if there was such a thing where you just went, this is so stupid. And it's not necessarily a rule. It can also be whatever policy exists. But
no, I mean,
go ahead.
I don't think anything's topping that right now, because it's literally showing you balls and strikes, and then the umpire's calling the opposite. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, I think they should contact David Gruber, one call, that's all, and have him, for the umpire, sue Major League Baseball to immediately stop showing the box until they use the box. But
yeah. They got to have a union, don't they?
You wouldn't even have to show the box then. You're right. You could create a way in which the umpire could use the box and you wouldn't see it. Right?
Yes. 100%. Technology's good enough now. They could figure that out.
Right. Then they could probably, you would be like, it's easy. They even in tennis now sometimes show it after, even though it's not being used. I think a player can ask it, and it just shows how incredibly close some things are. When it looks like, wow, I can't believe that was out. And then they show it, and it's like 1/16 of an inch out. So, Pebble, do you have anything that you would like to give recognition to? And I purposely didn't tell either of you this, because if you think something's really bad, you don't have to think about it.
Nothing that I can offer right now, but like Bulaga said, or like Bryan said, and like you said, the information is right there in front of your face. The strike zone is right there. The box is right there. It's showing you exactly where the ball is going, and yet the umpire is calling it in a different spot.
Yeah.
So
I want the box eliminated on TV because they don't use it. It serves no purpose other than to embarrass the umpires. And in some cases, maybe it shows how good they are, but there's no benefit whatsoever. And then if they, in fact, decided at some point to use the box, then they can decide whether or not they want to show it or not. But that wouldn't be stupid either way. Stupid is when you show it and then don't use it. So until or unless someone, and you can text 1-800-990-3776 if you think you would like to suggest something that is more stupid. The Carbless Talk and text line 1-800-990-3776, 1-800-990-3776. Unless someone comes up with one starting tomorrow, it will be day 1 of the stupidest thing in sports. Contact the commissioner of baseball. They must no longer show the box on TV as long as they're not using the box. Stupid and incredibly mean. And again, I advise all umpires to go to David Gruber and call him and sue Major League Baseball. I don't know if you sue, what after you do to get him to change.
They have to have a union, right?
They do. Very strong union, yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So what is their union doing about that?
Yeah. They're stupid not to fight to get it changed. They're as stupid as baseball is doing it. I mean, we see the replay, and on the replay, sometimes it makes the umpires look bad, but we're used to that. You can only pick it a few times, and I mean, to me, they should use that all the time also, but that's for another day. This is it's not the exact same situation. as if they showed it on every particular play, which they do on every pitch and so many pitches. All right, we will get to the real football, American football, next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I'm Debbie Lazaga. We've got issues on the 4394 area. We've got a crash right about at Beecher, and that is going to be causing some issues. It is off on the left shoulder, but we are seeing some delays on the southbound side with that. So coming out of the Marquette all the way down to the accident scene. As a matter of fact, we're seeing backups pretty much from Keefe all the way down. On the northbound side, still dealing with that other crash right at the Kilbourne Highland on-ramp. It's off on the right shoulder now. It's no longer in traffic, so at least you got that going for you. It's still going to be heavy all the way up to Burleigh, and then you're back on the brakes north of Capitol Drive all the way up towards Silver Spring. Westbound 94 slowing through the Marquette all the way to about Mitchell Boulevard and back on the brakes from Highway 100 into Waukesha County. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly clear skies, a low of 64. Tomorrow, partly sunny, chance for showers and storms, a high of 81. Weather is brought to you by Avondale Roofing. Raise the roof and your standards with Avondale Roofing, your trusted partner for over 30 years. Remember, they get on top so you don't have to. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
On this show, it's always football season.
Yes, it'd be awesome to see him take the Rodgers year 3 jump, the Favre year 3 jump, but he's going to be the quarterback for the foreseeable future here.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
So when you keep saying pivotal year, I just wonder what is that fulcrum point that you actually think is going to happen.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Summer is here, and your taste buds deserve the best. Carbless is perfect for the pool, the lake, or hanging out by the fire. Full of flavor with 0 sugars, only 100 calories, and made with premium spirits. Don't just settle for something overly carbonated and those flavorless seltzers. Carbless has full flavor with every sip, not just a hint. So when you're ready to take a drink and ready to chill, Carbless is clean, crisp, and won't leave you feeling bloated. Find your bliss today at drinkcarbless.com.
Associated Bank knows your small business isn't just a venture. It's your dream and a vital part of the community. And we're not just a bank. We're your neighbors. We're looking out for you. That's why Associated Bank offers quick online applications and approvals with funding in as fast as 1 business day, checking with no minimum balances or maintenance fees, and prompt customer service. Explore our products at associatedbank.com/business or visit a branch for more details. Subject to credit approval. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 5 to 15.75 ounce selected varieties Frito-Lay Cheetos, Fritos, or Fritos Dip, 2 for $7. 16 ounce or 4 count selected varieties Halo Top Ice Cream or Bars, $3.99. 10 to 13 ounce selected varieties Marie Calendar Bowls or Pop Pies, 2 for $5. 3 to 6 count selected varieties Snickers or Dove Novelties, $4.49.
Attention shoppers.
Safe. Okay. Ooh. Pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a gunner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
WTMJ's Brandon Snide for Wisconsin Harley-Davidson. Their homecoming festival begins July 10th in Oconomowoc with 2 stages, 22 bands, 4 days, and 55 exhibitors, food trucks, and a wide variety of those icy cold beverages. This family-friendly environment also includes bingo, line dancing, 6 acres of motorcycle parking, and so much more. The 122nd Homecoming Festival begins and ends at Wisconsin Harley-Davidson in Oconomowoc. Go to WISHD.com or find them on Facebook. Wisconsin Harley-Davidson, your destination dealer.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Nobody works with a partner better than Bryan Bulaga. Take it away. nobody does it better with his partners than Bryan Bulaga.
That's right. I want to talk about my friends at Surfside. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Listen, I'm going to be honest. It was the 4th. I had a couple Surfside. I also had some friends over. They had some Surfside, and they couldn't believe how good it was. They tried them all. The half tea, half lemonade, the peach tea, the raspberry lemonade, and a few of the others, and they couldn't believe how good it was. Didn't make their mouth feel like they just dumped a bucket of sugar in their mouth. They couldn't believe it. I told them it was made with real brewed tea, real vodka, and it only had 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right. No carbonation. It was easy to sip and enjoy it no matter what they had going on. And listen, they did enjoy it. Had maybe a couple too many, but that's okay. They were 21 and they were responsible. Don't worry, they had a ride home. But look for the can with the sunset stripes, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
And we now have someone who says they wish to suggest something else that they think is the stupidest thing in sports. I, of course, claim that it is showing the box in baseball when you don't even use the box. Pebble, this was our Discount Liquor Twitter poll question.
No,
the Carbless Talk and Text line. Sorry.
Correct.
1-800-990-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. Less is more.
Correct. And Jordan texts into that Talk and Text line, says the dumbest thing in sports, having to hit a golf ball out of a divot in the fairway.
I will defer to the lowest handicap in our group. That would be Bryan Bulaga.
Listen, it is really dumb. I will say that, but it's that's been a rule of golf like forever, like as long as like it's been that way, and it's not. It hasn't it's never changed.
Are there more divots that pro golfers deal with now than ever before? I'm asking. I don't know.
Well, I'll put it this way. They don't show them if there are, right? Like they don't show guys hitting out of them if that does happen all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it doesn't seem to happen that often.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to happen as much as like it would like you make it seem like when you roll into one when you're playing on the weekend with your buddies. It's just like it's one of those rules that it sucks if it happens to you. No one likes doing it, but when it does, it makes you like this rule should be changed. And like, yes, I think everyone would like to see an adjustment to it. But then there's some purists that go, no, it should not be changed. It's play it as it lies. And then there's the people that go, well, if you pipe a perfect drive down the middle, why do you get punished for it? And it's one of those things. But I still think that the showing a box on the screen that perfectly shows,
I believe it's called the K zone.
Yeah, the K zone. I think if you show the K zone on the screen that says ball and strike, and the umpire calls something completely opposite, why have that there?
Yeah,
right. Like why? Like what? Why is that? Like the ball in the divot is like.
How would you decide it? So if we're going to change the rule, does it have to be completely in a divot? Can it only be like I don't know, for a golfer? And that's where it starts to get iffy, because then with the way these golfers are, they're going to start being, well, is this a divot? Is it a sand-filled divot? Is it an actual divot? Is it a compression? Is it a heel divot? See, I vote no, because to me, golf has become easier, not harder, because of the continued increase in the quality of the golf ball and the clubs for the player. Like, I don't care what anybody says. It's easier to be great at golf today. Like, if you had if you had robots do it, they would be way better than before because of the benefits of improved technology in clubs and the balls, correct? I don't think anybody's going to argue that.
No, I mean, the technology in the game has certainly helped it. And it continues to go back to how often are these guys landing in divots?
Right.
Like that, I would love to see the percentage on that, is how often do they actually land in divots? or how often do we actually talk about it, or do we just see the viral clips of the occasion where guys do, right? Like, and that's like we saw Lowry. It happened to Lowry, right? And he freaked out and slammed his club, and I think he flicked his ball off or something like that. I mean, I think it was at was it at Oakmont? I forgot where it was. It was somewhere. But like that's one of the viral moments, right? That was that like once out of how many shots? Like, and that's the thing. Like, where this is every pitch. It's just every single
and there
pitch.
are other benefits when you play in golf that go lucky going your way. You hit a ball on the green, and then the guy misses. The guy hits after you or before you and puts it directly behind yours, and so you get to watch him putt. I don't know where things even out. So we are taking that, but not using it. So whoever suggested it, thanks for your interest, but you lost. It's still the K zone, as I didn't even. That's what it's called.
I believe it's called the K zone.
Right,
yes,
I'm gonna believe you. All right, let's get to the Packers. Every day, I'm excited because it's one day closer to the start of the season. I just there are just so many parts of the team that I want to see watch them play. Now we had what was the stat that you had about the ranking of the running back Jacobs?
Yeah, and the ESPN ranked Jacobs the number 6 running back in the NFL going into the 2025 season. Up from last year.
I will defer to Brian Bulaga. He's good.
Who was above him? Who were all the guys above him? Obviously, Barkley, probably Henry.
Let me bring up the list here.
Because I think so much of running backs now is not just their rushing, is their total yardage rushing and receiving.
Yes.
And so that's how I value. So last year.
So players ranked above him are Christian McCaffrey from the Niners.
Okay, hold on. I want to put on record. You can't put him up there. He's hurt all the time. Right?
I
got to check to see how many games he's played in the last couple of years. I mean, I got to factor that in. I'm not sure where I put him. Ask anybody who has him in fantasy football. Where are they going to take him this year? In the past, he's been the first running back a number of years now. I have Jacobs ahead of McCaffrey.
Yeah, Jacobs was one spot from last year to number 6. But yeah, so then McCaffrey's number 5.
Okay.
Bijan Robinson is number 4 from the Falcons. Jahmyr Gibbs from the Lions is number 3. Derrick Henry from the Ravens now is number 2. And, of course, Saquon Barkley from the Eagles, number 1.
Okay. Brian Bulaga, take it away, whatever you say.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you can argue too hard with 1 and 2, right? Like it's hard to argue against those two guys. I think you can, like, Gibbs is obviously, like, and Homer, you stated it, it's the rushing and receiving with Gibbs, right? Like, he does everything so well. It's hard to like argue with that as well because of how good he is out of the backfield and rushing. I mean, he's kind of that dual threat running back that makes him so tough to plan against as a defensive coordinator. Listen, I think Robinson is good. I think he's a good back. I'm not sure if we're like picking a backfield today, if I'm taking Robinson over Jacobs today. Like, I'm not sure if that would be my pick. I think I would take Jacobs before Robinson if I'm being, and that's me just being as straightforward. And it's not saying that I don't think Robinson's a good player, because I think he is that dual threat-ish type of back that he can do both things. But like, I think Jacobs can also catch the ball out of the backfield. It's not something he's asked to do a bunch. At least he wasn't last year. That may be enhanced this year. But I still think Jacobs is such a good running back, like a running back, a pure hand the ball off to running back. It's so hard to move him back that far. I think he's ranked a little too low on that list, in my opinion. And McCaffrey, like, we know he's a stud. We know he's good. It's just Homer kind of hit it too. He was banged up last year. And then I'd have to check the year prior. Is that when he had his big year? I totally forgot. Like, I don't even remember. But this is kind of a like, what have you done for me lately year? And that's the way backs live, unfortunately. They live that year by year deal because the running back position is so volatile that like they are living year by year and what they produce year by year because their lifespan in this league. So I look at the production, what happened last year, and Jacobs, tough to beat that production, man. Like he was an absolute workhorse and a stud. Like just hard to beat that.
All right, and then I also would factor in fumbles because I think that's huge. But yeah, yardage, rushing, and receiving. Saquon Barkley was best at 2,283. Derrick Henry, 2,114, and he almost didn't have to catch anything because he would have been second place with 9 yards receiving. Jahmyr Gibbs third at 1929, and yes, he had by far on the top the most receiving. Robinson was fourth, 1887. Josh Jacobs was fifth, 1671. Then Jonathan Taylor and Aaron Jones. I'm more of the issue of, and everybody speaks of the importance of Saquon Barkley to Philly, but I'm not convinced yet that the game has changed towards back to how important the running backs are. I mean, they're important, and teams are adjusting defensively so much for the passing game that has made running more important. But, I mean, Josh Jacobs was fifth in the NFL last year, which I guess makes you think that the receivers sucked because, you should have a pretty good receiving game when you have a running back that's that good. Right?
I mean, you would think
somebody's got to take the blame for the offense not being better than it was. I mean, it was good, but I mean, he was a stud running back last season, right?
Yeah, he was unbelievable. That's why, that's kind of, and you look at, and obviously I didn't follow the Falcons close like a lot of people did. Or
nobody did.
Yeah, maybe other people did way closer than I did. I just think that what he did, and obviously, with Jordan Love going out for those few games and kind of Jordan Love's, the injuries that he dealt with, a lot was put on his shoulders to kind of to carry the load for the Packers offense. And he did it. And defenses knew this thing's running through Josh Jacobs. This offense is going to run through Jacobs. They're going to hand him the ball. Everything's going to work through him. And it did. And he still produced, and he produced at a high level. And the touchdowns were, he got a bunch of rushing touchdowns. And obviously the rushing yard, I just think that the ranking was a little slighted there, in my opinion.
Yeah, everybody should take. He doesn't have to do anything better than what he did last year, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think to be honest with you, I think because I think Jordan Love is going to, I think Jordan Love's going to play better or be, I think he's going to throw I hate the word play better. I think he's going to be asked to do more, right? 'Cause I think he's going to be healthier, and I think he's going to throw the ball more, and I think he's going to perform more like we're used to seeing him perform from an accuracy standpoint and not turning the ball over. There's a chance that Jacobs' rushing yards could be potentially a touch lower, but you still see the same type of, the touchdowns, potentially the yards per carry, things like that. Because I think Jordan Love I think Jordan Love's going to have a good year because now teams see that Jacobs can carry that load for this offense. He can be the main threat. And when teams see that, do an offseason study that, hey, they can be a running team. Teams sometimes over-prepare for that. And when teams over-prepare for that, it opens up other things, and that's now the passing game, right? So now LaFleur and this offense can see how teams play them early and adjust to that. Are teams overplaying the run, and you can adjust to that and kind of kind of pick teams apart through the air. And that could be something that we see early on throughout the season. We'll see how Detroit does it. I mean, that'll be a real telltale sign with how Detroit plays them week 1.
By the way, fumbles lost by running backs in 2024. Running backs had 71 lost fumbles. Aaron Jones led with 3. So to me, you got to factor that in. I don't know where that factors in, but that was a lot more than most of the other running backs. Third quarter with Bryan Bulaga next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Well, we got that earlier vehicle fire on 894 southbound, south of Greenfield, all cleared out of the way. We do still have delays backing up into the zoo, so in all directions, be prepared for that. And those delays kind of continue down past Greenfield Avenue. But after that, it opens up. You're good to go into the Hale. Now, on the eastbound side of 94, we do have backups basically from the county line all the way to Hawley Road. On the westbound side, we've got delays from about 25th Street all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. An accident on northbound 43 at the ramp from Kilbourne. Still there, still off on the right shoulder. Then delays continue past that all the way up to about Burleigh, and then more delays north of Capitol Drive all the way up to just north of Silver Spring. On the southbound side, slowing down from Good Hope Road down to Silver Spring, and then more delays from Capitol all the way down through the Marquette to an accident scene at Beecher where the left shoulder is blocked. After that, it opens up. You're good to go into the Mitchell interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 64. Tomorrow, partly sunny with a chance for showers and storms, a high of 81. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Ever notice how wine enthusiasts often speak a completely different language? And while that language may technically be English, to most people, it's anything but. Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor, where we stock over 8,000 varieties of wine and speak many dialects of wine English to help everyone, from the wine novice to the master sommelier. So if you need an expert recommendation for wine, or maybe you know what you want and simply need help locating it, our experienced staff has got your back. No matter the budget, occasion, or your level of wine expertise, Discount Liquor will make you feel at home. Discount Liquor, unmatched selection, everyday low prices, a helpful staff, and 2 convenient locations. In Milwaukee on 51st and Oklahoma, and in downtown Waukesha on Barstow and Maine.
Discount Liquor. College students, are you looking to make your campus living more comfortable, functional, and fashionable this year? Let IKEA help. From innovative storage solutions and furniture to maximize your space, to fashionable bedding and accessories to make it uniquely yours, IKEA is helping make college living truly inspired by you. And now, qualified college students can save even more with 15% off their IKEA purchase when they sign up for IKEA Family for free. Visit IKEA Oak Creek, IKEA Schaumburg, or check out the Ready for College section on IKEA.com/US to learn more.
This fall, the Sandman, Adam Sandler, You're My Best Friend Tour.
I feel like we're very good friends now.
Fiserv Forum, October 5th. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
The open road is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. This July, you could burn rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play. Fire up your fantasy. Only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, this is Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my friends at Bank 5-9. Everywhere I go throughout the area, I see Bank 5-9, and it's no wonder why. Not only do they have 14 branch locations, but their employees spend nearly 9,000 hours each year volunteering in the communities that they serve. That's on top of the financial support that they provide to several hundred nonprofits right here in southeastern Wisconsin. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check them out today at bank59.com. Member FDIC.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
last 60 minutes of your day, the Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour. They listed the top 5 running backs, at least ESPN, and I mentioned about there's no way Christian McCaffrey can be ahead of Josh Jacobs. He's missed 10 or more games in 3 of his past 5 seasons. It's like Jair Alexander, right? 10 or more in 3 of his last 5 seasons. How can he? I don't know that you could rank him better than top 10. I mean, how many?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's quite a bit.
Check out how many yards he has in the last 5 seasons. It's no, I don't. As I said, the best way you can judge it is by where he used to always be, or for many years, the number 1 player in fantasy football, and there's no way. I'm not sure when I would take him, but I'm not. He's too big a risk. He's hurt all the time. 10 or more games in 3 of his past 5 seasons, and an NFL personnel executive said he's a great player, but he's always had durability issues, even in college. I have no problem with that being an unnamed NFL personnel executive, because if he put his name there, he would not mention those things. So you do potentially get more truth. The lowest ranking, someone had Josh Jacob ranked 10th. Yeah, get rid of that guy, whoever he is. I just don't know how you can do that.
Well, we'll put it this way, because if he put his name behind that, he probably wouldn't be an NFL executive for too much longer.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't know. It's just unbelievable. All right, Pebble. We have other comments on the talk and text. Excuse me.
The dumbest thing in sports.
The Carbless talk and text line 1-800-990-3776. Lists is more. Yes, what do we have?
John texts in and says, put a disclaimer in the screen saying the K box does not represent the actual strike zone. He also says, didn't the K zone start as the Fox box because Fox offered it first? I think it started off in ESPN.
That even makes our point even stronger. How much even more stupid is it if it isn't even the strike zone?
And then Adam texts in and says the chain gang in football is equally as dumb. He says he needs sensors in the ball.
Well, I do agree they need sensors in the ball. Yes, they do need sensors in the ball.
Now, do they do in football what they're doing in the strike zone, and like they tell you where? Can you see? I may have missed it. Can you see on a regular basis? It's never going to be as often as baseball and the ball and strike, where the actual end of the 10 yards is different from the
they have they have the line on the screen, the yellow line, but they also preface it too on each broadcast I've heard saying it does not actually represent the actual line of scrimmage of where you're going.
So it certainly doesn't make the chain gang look bad.
Correct.
The way it does the umpires. But yes, we can argue that they should get rid of the chain gang, or you could say, why do you put that down? Why do they put it down? Because it's easier to see. For a fan, you like it because then you're aware of where that spot is all the way across the field. Am I correct there? Yeah. So that's
yes. And it's for coaches too. It's easy. It's for coaches to see across the sideline as well, right? Like when it's 3rd and short or 4th and short, they're able to see instantly where the stick is compared to the first down. It's just easy point of reference, quick for them to look at. Because not all 4th and 1s are equal, right? Not all, 3rd and 2s are equal. They're different. They're not, it's not all 3rd and 2 full yards or 4th and 1 full yard. Sometimes it's like 4th and a half a yard or 4th and inch. It's not always 4th and 1, so to speak. So it's always it's kind of a gauge for coaches and things like that a little bit. And if you just completely get rid of that, makes it a little tougher visually for coaches to gauge that based on where the first down is, so to speak, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it totally makes sense. All right, we now on because so many people love YouTube to get to look at us, I guess. What is Brian's outlook on the Bears? I am concerned they will be a problem for the Packers.
Yeah, well, I think the division's going to be good. Like, I don't think that there's any question that the Bears are going to be better. I think they showed us, unfortunately, a little bit last year, that last game, that they're going to be a team that is going to be motivated, and they certainly improved in the offseason. You can't sit here and say that they didn't. They got better. They got a new coach. They improved the offensive line, which was dreadful for them last year. Do I think they made good draft picks? No, it's still Pace making the picks, so I don't think the picks got better. They picked the tight end from Michigan, where the tight end from Penn State was there, who was the best tight end in the draft. Probably should have taken him. He's a better overall blocker and everything, which they want to run a bunch of 12 personnel because that's what he did in Detroit. And then you pick the guy that doesn't want to block. But again, who am I to judge, right? I'm not making the picks. But regardless, they got better as a team. Now, do I think that they're going to create massive problems for Green Bay? Maybe not this year, massive problems, but they're certainly not going to. There's certainly not going to be an easy game. And you look at the two games just last year for Green Bay that they played them in, had to win on a blocked field goal and then lost. So it's not going to be any easier than what it was last season for Green Bay this year. So you take that. I mean, Green Bay is going to have to come ready to go when they play Chicago. I mean, they're going to be difficult games. Every division game this year is going to be tough. And it's, you can truly say this probably is the most difficult division in football. Like it probably is. If you're looking at it from a preseason standpoint, things happen throughout the year, injuries and, whatever. But look at it from right now. It's a rough division, man. It's tough. So yeah, I think any of these teams can present any of the teams in the division problems from that standpoint.
The Bears were 5-12 last year. The Packers were 11-6. I don't think there's anyone who believes that the gap will be larger. I would say everyone believes the difference in wins was 6 last year. I say the difference in wins will be less than 6, and I think everyone would agree.
Yep, I think so. I think so.
What does that mean that Chicago and Green Bay would have? I don't know. It means that if Chicago's up to 6, that Green Bay, the most they could have would be 11. If the Bears go up to 7, the most the Packers could have would be 12. I'd expect, and the whole world guarantee, the one guarantee in the NFL, the Minnesota Vikings will have fewer than 14 regular season wins. I will bet any person, any amount of money. And again, all bets go to Ted's in Tosa, so you can't do it until the 14th because he's gone. I will do maximum $5,000 that the Vikings will win fewer than 14 games this season. Am I going out on the trunk there, Bryan Bulaga?
Well, no, I mean, I think you should feel fine about it because you have absolutely no idea about this quarterback. And the thing is, like,
if they had Patrick Mahomes, I don't think they can win 14 games again. And you made mention as to one of their major difficulties. Additional difficulty is the strength in the division, and then the other they're playing. So whatever, anybody, bring it on. If you want to debate, you got to bring the cash to Kevin at Ted's. And I would like to thank all the people in the past that have not brought cash in to challenge me on things in which it turned out that
Has anybody ever brought
was
cash
wrong.
in?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Once. Which means that all these people that talk and are on Twitter are just talkers. They don't have the guts.
I was just curious if everybody brought in or not. So
yes, and I won that one. So I can't remember what it was, but it was regarding the Packers. That seemed to created at least someone to back up whatever their opinion was. Fourth quarter with Bryan Bulaga next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. You really want a summer of entertainment?
My job to win a World Series is my job to provide a summer of entertainment.
Be careful what you wish for.
Struck him out looking. Ball game over. It's a grand slam. Dives. He caught it. Struck him out looking. Oh, my goodness. Christian Yelich. Mizorowski. Sal Freeling. Trevor McGill.
Everything Brew Crew lives right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
Get in on Brewers and Nationals action July 11th through the 13th. Celebrate with the crew at the Negro Leagues tribute game on the 11th and get a 90s throwback jersey on the 12th. Get your seats now at brewers.com.
Baseball is back. Bryan Bulaga here to bring you a proud partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Surfside Iced Tea and Vodka and Surfside Lemonade and Vodka. A delicious and perfect pairing for a day at the ballpark. Stocked at American Family Field all season long. Surfside is only 100 calories per serving, and the best part, 0 bubbles. Ask for it at your local bar or liquor store. Surfside, an official partner of the Milwaukee Brewers. Must be 21 years of age. Please drink responsibly.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Chris Canty.
If the Lakers are insistent that they're not moving off of Austin Reeves and that he's going to be the co-star for Luka Doncic long term, then I don't know that this Lakers team around LeBron and Luka can get good enough to challenge the other powers in the Western Conference. I just don't see a world in which that exists. The Lakers have too many team needs, right? They've got to address the center position in a major way, and they're going to have to figure out how they're going to get more on-ball defenders. Their perimeter defense right now is trash bags. I struggle to see a world in which the Lakers can get good enough around LeBron and Luka to contend for a championship. I don't see how that happens, and I don't know how they get remotely close if they wouldn't be willing to include Austin Reeves in some type of package to bring over another all-star caliber player.
Hey, Joe Fortenbaugh here. Whether you're locking in your home run picks or riding with your favorite golfers this summer, ESPN Bet is your sportsbook for all the action. Go from checking stats on your favorite teams and players to placing bets in just a few taps. Plus, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet app and sign up with the promo code JOEQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Hey, Green Gobbler here. So you've got a clogged drain in your bathroom. Water in the sink's overstaying its welcome. You're spitting today's toothpaste on top of yesterday's toothpaste. You hope that it go away. Yeah, clogs don't just go away. I make them go away. I'm Green Gobbler, the only clog dissolver you need. I'm bleach-free, safe for your pipes, and I work. Guaranteed or your money back. Because I never met a clog that was gonna unclog itself. Green Gobbler. Let the gobbler get it.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Choose from payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest, plus a free in-home window and energy assessment. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Bryan Bulaga Homer Hour, the best 60 minutes of your day.
Whatever it is that you got to.
And today is day one. We haven't gotten anything better, so I'm pretty sure it'll begin. Where the worst thing in sports that must be changed immediately is baseball showing the K-zone or K-box when, in fact, they don't use it. The baseball commissioner, maybe I need to go to the baseball commissioner emeritus. This needs to be changed immediately. There's nothing more stupid in sports to show the box when you don't use the box. This is not about whether or not the box should be used one way or another. That does not matter. If you're not currently using it, then don't show it. And the umpires need to hire David Gruber and sue Major League Baseball. Apparently, they don't feel the same way because I've not heard anything that tells me the umpires union, which is very strong, has said you can't do that or the setup is such that they can. I do want to mention most people don't know this is like Don Hudson, Bill Lee. Do you even know who Bill Lee, spaceman pitcher, was Bryan Bulaga, I don't think you're old enough.
Nope. No idea.
He pitched today for the Savannah Bananas, which is actually a team that I would like to go see play. I have not seen. Have you seen the Savannah Bananas? I can't believe.
I've seen them on TV. I haven't seen them live.
Yeah, live. It's got to be like 100 degrees there every night, isn't it?
Pretty
Savannah,
much,
Georgia.
yeah.
Anyway, 78-year-old spaceman Bill Lee pitched for the Savannah Bananas yesterday. 78. Whew. That's pretty impressive. All right. We were discussing the Green Bay Packers and the Chicago Bears. We also have our Discount Liquor Twitter poll question. Who is a better player at his position, Jordan Love or Josh Jacobs? Bryan Bulaga, would you like to vote? You need to know the numbers. Would that influence you in any way?
No, it won't influence me anyway.
Okay.
Well, currently, right now, I mean, if I'm going to vote on it
that
now,
would be currently right now is it. Who is a better player at his position, Jordan Love or Josh Jacobs?
in the current state right now, I would say Jacobs is the better player at his position right now.
You seem
In
to
the
have
current
some difficulty going there. You don't. You seem to be pausing a little bit. Am I correct? Do you think it's worthy of some thought?
No,
not
I
sure?
just think it's because I just say that because I know the difficulty of the quarterback position, and it's so hard to it's hard to just throw out and just rank quarterbacks. I just think it's hard to
Is it
rank.
that hard? Really?
Yeah, to me it is. You have
What's
your
the
obvious
hardest thing about being a quarterback that people don't understand? I don't.
I'd say throwing the football and reading
All right.
coverages and making sure it's
All right,
accurate.
we will discuss. We will discuss this. What's so difficult? By the way, 96% picking Josh Jacobs and 4% picking Jordan Love. Our all-time record is Giannis Nice.
Yeah, wasn't that 97-3?
Yes, we may redo that one because I think that could go up given what's happened in recent times with Giannis. I think he has a shot at 98, 99%. Yeah, 96%. Say Josh Jacobs. Yeah, I look forward to our next discussion on Thursday. I will remember this. What is so hard about being a quarterback in the NFL? You'll be ready, won't you? Is it harder to be a quarterback than a right tackle?
Yes.
Is it harder to be a quarterback than a right tackle in the NFL, Bryan Bulaga? Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
10% harder, 50% harder, 8,000% harder.
I don't have a percentage on
All
that
right,
as
we'll
of right
work
now.
on the percentage on Thursday. Why being a quarterback in the NFL is so damn hard, according to Bryan Bulaga. Thursday, ESPN National. Next.
We've got some delays along southbound 41 starting from about Good Hope Road all the way down to about Burleigh. Northbound slowing down from about Mayfair Road up to Silver Spring. Eastbound 94 got an incident